How many Graemes does it take to fly a plane? Greetings and salutations, people of the internet, and welcome to East Fortune once more. So today I am on holiday, so I'm taking full opportunity of there being a decently low wind, and I'm going to make a trundle down to Lempitlaw. I've been down to Lempitlaw in a good long while, so it's a good opportunity for me to remind myself what it's like to actually fly there. Weather-wise, we are looking quite good actually. The cloud is sitting at about 17,000 feet, but it's definitely there, which means no thermals. Yay! So fingers crossed we should have a nice smooth flight on the way down. Let's go for a fly, and I'll show you the sights and sounds of Lempitlaw Airfield. Hurrah!
Golf Whiskey Zulu taking off 29, immediate turn to the south.
Golf Mike Zulu entering and lining up 29. Good to go, I think. Yep. Golf Mike Zulu taking off 29, departing to the south. Let's fly.
Entered runway 25.
We are away! Yeehaw! I'm not alone on this journey. There's a rainbow over there. Very light, you probably can't make it on the camera.
Golf Victor Bravo, Golf Whiskey Zulu, where are you boys off to? Off to Lempitlaw?
Lempitlaw, yeah, that's right. Golf Mike Zulu. I've PPR'd for a few planes, so if you want to come along, come along.
Golf Whiskey Zulu, changing frequency to SafetyCom on 135.480.
Golf Whiskey Zulu, Golf Mike Zulu, come in. Oh, what was that? Where's the squelch button on this thing again? Whiskey Zulu, Golf Mike Zulu, come in. I'm struggling to hear you there, it's coming in really patchy, so if you can hear me, I am just about to get over the Lammermuirs. I can't see you on Pilot Aware if you are broadcasting, but I am heading on my way. I'll keep an eye out for you. That is not a nice sound to be getting on here. Just going to have to play lookout. So we are now officially into the winter flying season in my books, to the point where I've got my winter gloves on. The summer gloves would not cut this. It is definitely getting quite chilly. And obviously all the brush is certainly getting rather cold and dry, so we've got some fires up on the Lammermuirs, two separate fires. I don't know whether or not they're controlled burns or not, but certainly it does look quite smoky. It's actually quite nice to be heading to Lempitlaw. It was one of my training airfields to do my navigation to. It's kind of used quite frequently for things like this. Golf Whiskey Zulu, Golf Mike Zulu, if you can hear me, I am just going over the smoke from the fire. Golf Mike Zulu. I do really like flying over the Lammermuirs. It's a really rather pretty hillscape, and you get lots of these sort of cutouts in the heather and the bush and stuff, where I assume they do farming of heather, I think. If you know what it is that they farm on the Lammermuirs, let me know. Today was a bit of an unfortunate one for me. I landed up having to go to the dentist. So I got to the airfield with 2 new fillings in, and I could hardly speak a word. Thankfully now, my bottom lip is still a little bit tingly. My top lip's come back to life, so that's quite nice. I can actually speak on the radio, whereas I was a bit worried that I would be speaking like this when I took off from the ground. I wasn't. So, yay dentists. This little hill here actually looks a little bit like Star Wars' R2-D2. All the lines on it, very cool. So joining me on the flight today I've got Graeme. So there's 2 Graemes landing at Lempitlaw. There are many Graemes in the aviation world. This I have come to realise. And interestingly, there's a lot of Graemes spelt the same way as mine, which is really quite unusual. Doing these sorts of flights is always a little bit nicer when you've got someone else to come and join you. Just kind of adds to the social aspect of the sport really, doesn't it? And it also, a little bit strangely, he's Golf Whiskey Zulu, and I'm Golf Mike Zulu. So there's lots of Zulus going on this. Shaka would be proud, yeah? I don't know if I've ever mentioned the reason why my plane is called Shaka. You'll see it on the side of the plane there. If you're not South African, you may not really know it. The plane is named after Shaka Zulu, who was the greatest Zulu king of all time down in southern Africa. I thought, well, it's Golf Mike Zulu. I'm not going to give it a stupid name like Mildred or Jackson or anything like that. I'm going to give it a historical name, so that's why the plane is called Shaka. Shaka Zulu. Not Shaka Khan. I've been asked that before. I am South African after all. So I've got to get a little bit of South African stuff in there, right? Lempitlaw traffic, Golf Charlie, Golf Mike Zulu, inbound from the north, 2 miles to run at 3,000 feet, descending for overhead join, Golf Mike Zulu. So we're going to drop down to about 1,500 feet here, and it's quite a big circuit this. So I'm just going to take my time to get down to where I need to go. Lots of engine warms. You've got to go around this body of water over here, and then coming around over the top of the fields for the approach into the runway. Oh, it's quite nice to do a turn. It's literally just been a straight flight the whole way down here. Golf Mike Zulu, downwind 22 Lempitlaw. Alright, and then around this farmhouse. It's a flipping mile away. In comparison to East Fortune, this is just huge, but the runway is massive, which is quite nice. Golf Mike Zulu, final 22 Lempitlaw. Welcome to Lempitlaw. This runway's so long. Let's get coffee and a biscuit or something.
Well, here I am at Lempitlaw. I do love this airfield. It's always really nice, and there's a lovely guy I've just met in the hangar who was giving us lots of stories of various flights that he's been in when he was based up in Skye. Oh, I'm so jealous. I would love to be able to fly from there all the time. It's one of the best places in the country to fly from, so you've got to hate that. And he's moved to Lempitlaw of all places, so to be based at Skye and now to be based here, very different. But there we are. There's Mike Zulu on the ground at Lempitlaw, and Lempitlaw is looking nice and harvested and trimmed and all that jazz. There's the old runway, so it's looking good. I've not been here in a while, so it's quite nice to actually get here. The wind is behaving really nicely. Graeme's already left, so he's already on his way back because he's got other appointments to deal with later on today. So yeah, it's just me at the moment, so I'm just having my lunch as you do, and then I'll tootle back to East Fortune shortly.
Okay, people, so we are now going to start our return flight back to East Fortune. Rather lovely little trip. It's just nice to have a cup of coffee, a wee blether, and a bite to eat. Use the facilities here at Lempitlaw. I'd recommend it. It's a lovely field to come into. So on the way back, I was talking about how there are so many Graemes in the Microlight community and in the flying community. Just met another one. So the guy who I was talking about earlier, who had all the stories of flying around Skye and Butte and Mull and stuff, he's also called Graeme. So at one point there were 3 Graemes on a runway. How many Graemes does it take to fly a plane? And Lempitlaw Graeme is also going on a flight. Flies a nice little yellow plane. I don't know what it is. I'm rubbish at knowing what type of planes are. Unless it's a Flexwing, I don't really know. I'm a bad pilot. Hi Graeme. Lempitlaw traffic, Golf Charlie, Golf Mike Zulu, taking off runway 22, departing to the north, Lempitlaw. Let's go. Cheerio, Lempitlaw. Bye, other Graeme. Ooh, the clouds have come in a bit. It's a bit more blustery all of a sudden. Oh well, this will be an interesting flight home. Ooh, I think I've timed this well. There's some rather nasty looking weather over towards Edinburgh. Actually, there looks like there's a bit of rain over where I'm heading. Okay. So, I was having a conversation with Graeme down there, not Graeme East Fortune, Graeme Lempitlaw. And he was telling us how it's not uncommon for people to just turn up at that field and they do low passes over the runway like 5 feet off the ground and shoot off again. I think that's taking the wee-wee a little bit, don't you? Just using someone's runway to get some low passes. If you're one of those people, don't do that. It's not good. Perform. Land, pay your PPR, use the airfield in the right way, that's what I say. That's exactly what we did. I am definitely glad I took off when I did. I think waiting there another 30-40 minutes, that rather large bank of cloud would have been right over where I'm flying now. That would have been I'm just going to go back to Lempitlaw and sit on the ground for a few hours, wait for that to go away.
Golf Echo Tango, line up 23 Eccles Newton, departing south.
As Gary Echo Tango from Eccles Newton. Hey Gary, not speaking to you on the radio, but hello. It's weird when you can actually recognize people's voices. I know his Red as well, and obviously he runs Eccles Newton, so really great guy. Helped me out of his hedge. I think I'm going to land up having to do a bit of a low trawl over the last section of the Lammermuirs here. T's and P's are all looking good. Fun and games, people, fun and games. This is why we do these little adventures. Whoa. Yeah, I was expecting that. It's just because I'm in the smoke. Rock and roll. Right, so we're coming into East Fortune now. I'm just about to go past Lammermuirs. It was a lovely smooth flight until I got under these clouds. And now I'm rocking and rolling all over the place. So much for a nice, easy flight back. East Fortune traffic, Golf Charlie Golf, Mike Zulu inbound from the south, 3.5 miles to run. 3,000 feet descending, 1,500 for overhead join. Golf Mike Zulu inbound. Golf Mike Zulu is overhead, dead side descending 29. To the final 29.
So that's Lempitlaw in the pilot logbook for this year. I've not managed to get there at all in some time, so it's quite good to actually get it in the book. Hope you enjoy that. I shall speak to you all in the next video. Keep well doing whatever you do, and I shall see you in the next video. Cheerio.